From the KATC Weatherland, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, it started off beautiful this morning. Temperatures ranging from the low to mid 60s, 66 in Lafayette. Then it was a pretty warm afternoon at 92 the high. The normal high 89. So we're getting there, but not quite there yet. And unfortunately, it's going to get a little hotter before it gets a little bit cooler. So let's take a look at the big picture here as we look at the water vapor imagery across the northern hemisphere. And we have this high pressure ridge that's dominating and slowly sliding northeastward. So that's going to be the dominant feature in our forecast as we move toward the weekend. That also means temperatures will be rising around the periphery of that high, though. Showers and thunderstorms across the nation's midsection. In fact, the threat of a few severe storms this evening approaching the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but they should run out of gas. But nonetheless, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex will get some much-needed rain. Anybody will take the rain this time of year after such a hot and dry summer. Texas, Louisiana, and much of the Gulf South. Locally here, looking for bats, birds, or crickets out there. Not even seeing that on Power Doppler 3 this evening. So it's going to be quiet for the next probably several days. Been watching some showers and storms out in the Gulf of Mexico as we switch gears, look into the tropics, but not a whole lot going on here. Notice the thunderstorms flaring up by Florida. That's an area of interest in the days ahead. We have a hurricane. Nigel went from a Cat 1 to a Cat 2 today. And then we have a disturbance that's coming off the African coastline. That's going to develop more than likely as we head through the weekend. And certainly as we head into next week, a 70% chance of development, 30% on this area sitting off the Carolina coastline and Florida. Something may develop here and move up the coast. We'll take a closer look at that. Meanwhile, good looking Category 2 storm here. Nice looking eye earlier. Now it's open to the northeast, and we can see it was a pretty big eye as well, 50 miles. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a stronger storm. Generally, the bigger the eye, the weaker the storm, or in this case, it's kind of a mature hurricane. It matured out pretty quickly. The tighter the eye, the more you conserve what we call angular momentum, like an ice skater doing a spin. That's when you have your stronger storm. So here's a Category 2 storm, though. 100-mile-per-hour winds. It's going to pretty much max out overnight tonight, or it's already done that, and then will gradually weaken as it moves through the North Atlantic, with the system perhaps near Iceland in about 5 or 6 days. It won't be touching any land. So here we have Nigel. This is the area of interest, though, that we'll watch in the near term, right by the Florida coastline. Here's a little bit of an inverted trough showing up finally on the models, and now maybe an area of closed low pressure developing. This could be a hybrid system because, look, you have all the deep moisture off to the east. You have actually some dry air wrapping around into it. So it's going to be a semi-tropical system. Could produce some heavy rainfall, gusty winds along the east coast and rough surf, but maybe the worst of the moisture stays offshore per this European model. We'll just wait and see. And the northeast will watch it as well. Gulf of Mexico, awfully quiet. Tropical moisture wants to come in the Gulf, but can't quite do it because we have too much high pressure and a trough along the east coast. That keeps everything over here. And the next system that's coming off the African coastline may also curve in the open Atlantic, but premature to call that one at this point. So looking good in the Gulf of Mexico, at least through the first week or two of October. I think we're looking good for the year, but you could always have a mid or late October surprise. So we'll just keep our fingers crossed. Tonight, nice and quiet. Temperatures in the upper 60s. Showers stay tantalizingly close. One state away. 93 the high tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Tomorrow night, not quite as cool. We'll favor temperatures in the lower 70s, at least I-10 quarter. And then as we head into Thursday afternoon, a couple of degrees hotter. And here we go. Heat index back into the low 100s. Can't escape the heat this summer. So overnight tonight, we'll see temperatures, though, pretty comfortable in the northern parishes. About 3 to 5 degrees milder than it was last night. We'll say low to mid 60s there. Upper 60s I-10 quarter to near 70. And much the same across the coastal parishes as well. Temperatures tomorrow between about 93 and 95 pretty much across the board. I-10 quarter as well. And the coastal parishes maybe a degree or two cooler, but still into the lower 90s. So overnight tonight, 69 the low. Hopefully you got to catch the crescent moon earlier this evening. Again, very light southeast to east winds out there. Not much wind going on, and the crickets are going wild, and the birds are having a good time as well. Hummingbirds doing well at my house, hopefully. hopefully at your house as well. A relatively comfortable humidity tomorrow. Humidity inching up just a bit in the 35 to 40% range or so. 94 the high tomorrow, 96 on Thursday. This weekend, 93 to 94. Maybe a few showers as we head into early next week, but not a whole lot to hang your hat on in the 20 to 30% range, and we can't shake the 90s quite yet, and it looks dry. I looked at what we call the long-term models, and just kind of looking at the GFS and the Euro, I really don't see a significant rainfall until after mid-October.
Mid-October, okay.
That's
Grasping at straws, though. You're looking at everything.
Yeah.
Like something. Give us some hope.
2024, come on, let's go.
All right.
Thank you.